Welcome back to another week of the Eagle News. I'm Evelyn.
And I'm Chandler. On the 24th, there's a parent meeting at the elementary about internet safety and social media responsibility from 6 to 7 p.m.
Last week, we hosted Syntax, so good job to those who participated and congratulations to those who made symphonic and concert band.
And now off to Jacob and Christian with your weekly sports news.
Hey Volleyballers, I'm Christian and this is Raylan. We're doing your sports for this week.
JV and varsity boys. The JV boys defeated Rio Vista Eagles last Friday. The varsity boys had a huge loss against Rio Vista Eagles with a score of 64 and 36.
The JV girls had a huge loss to the Rio Vista Eagles, 38-5. But on a higher note, the varsity girls opened up their district with a huge win versus the Rio Vista Eagles, 43-31. Come out and support all the teams play against the Italy Gladiators this Friday night here in the Eagles Nest.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Pisani bringing you our fun fact of the week. And did you know that snakes can predict earthquakes? Well, not quite. They have hypersensitive organs in their body that can detect microquakes, which is a very small earthquake. Did you know that? I didn't.
Good day there, fellow students, teachers, and faculty members. This is Christopher Jones coming to you with a video game review. And this week's review is 60 Seconds, released in 2015 by Robotcher. 60 Seconds is an action-adventure game based on the idea of you or your family surviving a post-nuclear wasteland inside of the bunker you fully packed resources in that 60-second time period. 60 Seconds is one of those games that's impossible to fully spoil, so look for a lot of game details. You start the game with a 10-second wandering period. This gives you a chance to explore your house to find where your husband or wife and kids are at. Once that 10 seconds cooldown comes to an end, you'll have 60 seconds to grab as many supplies as you'll need. This can range from an axe, some bug spray, a rifle, food and water, or simply just your family. But you can also be selfish and leave them all to die. Once the countdown ends, you'll enter your bunker. You'll be able to see where and how many supplies you have, and the supplies you grab, and if you're lucky, sometimes supplies will respawn. For the most part, you'll water everyone every 4 days, and you'll feed everyone 6 days. Just like how you should feed a barely functional survivor. But what makes the game a lot actually fun and less of a looter is the days you'll survive in the bunker. During the course of your gameplay, you'll randomly meet strangers, potential friends, or even potential enemies that will help or attack you during your adventure. And some of which you'll find destroyed tanks, survivors, or even the Men in Black. For the most part, the game lasts around 30 to 50 days if you perish or die, but can last up to 130 days. There's also the potential if you survive by getting rescued by a group of some kind. I'll be scoring 60 seconds in 5 different categories: the story, the gameplay, the design, the pacing of the game, and the ending. The story isn't exactly there, pretty much. You play as a man named Ted or a woman named Dolores. It's around the 1950s era in the United States in a suburban neighborhood. Then the bomb drops, and you have to make your way to the bunker. There isn't much of a story if you don't include the actual gameplay, but I'll still give 60 seconds an 8 out of 10. The gameplay. The gameplay of 60 seconds is very smooth and fast-paced. There's no worry of a time limit once you enter the bunker, and you can spend as much time as you want to make a decision. In the game having nearly endless possibilities, it can feel very different for each playthrough. The game makes a 9 out of 10 for me. The design fits very well into how the game plays, with its 2D-ish style. It just fits wonderfully in my opinion. I don't have much more to say about the design, so it gets an 8.5 out of 10 for me. One of the best parts about 60 seconds is the pacing. With most playthroughs just taking around an hour, it's very easy to pick up and put back down, just to pick it up again at some point later. The pacing gets a 9 out of 10 for me. The ending of 60 seconds is very interesting. You choose the ending to some extent. There are many different ways or endings that you can get depending on your choices made about the game, and that's what I love about this game. So it gets a 9 out of 10 from me. This brings the final review to an 8.7 out of 10. This is so far the cheapest game I've covered, actually, with its pricing just being around $10. And there's also a free demo that you can play for the first 10 days. So if you want to experience the game without forking over that $10, then you just get the free demo. That's my review of the week. Have a good one. See you all next week.
Thank you, guys.
High school UIL academic signups have started, so please see Ms. Boroff if interested.
That's all the news we have for this week. Hope you'll have a great weekend. Catch us next Thursday here on Eagle News.